Question with boldness even the existence of a God, because, if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason, than that of blindfolded fear. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. Walking is the best possible exercise. Habituate yourself to walk very far. Be polite to all, but intimate with few. History, in general, only informs us of what bad government is. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. He who knows best knows how little he knows. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. One man with courage is a majority. One travels more usefully when alone because he reflects more. Leave no authority existing not responsible to the people. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. Never spend your money before you have earned it. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. When we get piled upon one another in large cities, as in Europe, we shall become as corrupt as Europe. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods and errors. Money, not morality, is the principle of commerce of civilized nations. The God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time. Don't talk about what you have done or what you are going to do. Peace and friendship with all mankind is our wisest policy, and I wish we may be permitted to pursue it. I hope our wisdom will grow with our power, and teach us that the less we use our power the greater it will be. Happiness is not being pained in the body or troubled in the mind. The glow of one warm thought is to me worth more than money. If we can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people, under the pretense of taking care of them, they must become happy. Only aim to do your duty, and mankind will give you credit where you fail. The natural progress of things is for liberty to yield and government to gain ground. Taste cannot be controlled by law. There is not a truth existing which I fear, or would wish unknown to the whole world. Every citizen should be a soldier. This was the case with the Greeks and Romans and must be that of every free state. Truth is certainly a branch of morality and a very important one to society. War is an instrument entirely inefficient toward redressing wrong, and multiplies, instead of indemnifying losses. I think with the Romans, that the general of today should be a soldier tomorrow if necessary. Difference of opinion is advantageous in religion. The several sects perform the office of a censor, over each other. As our enemies have found we can reason like men, so now let us show them we can fight like men also. Rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. I do not add within the limits of the law because the law is often but the tyrant's will, and always so when it violates the rights of the individual. Determine never to be idle. No person will have occasion to complain of the want of time who never loses any. It is wonderful how much may be done if we are always doing. Merchants have no country. The mere spot they stand on does not constitute so strong an attachment as that from which they draw their gains. Commerce with all nations, alliance with none, should be our motto. It is incumbent on every generation to pay its own debts as it goes. A principle which if acted on would save one half the wars of the world. Mankind is more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. It is neither wealth nor splendor, but tranquility and occupation which give you happiness. Dependence begets subservience and venality, suffocates the germ of virtue, and prepares fit tools for the designs of ambition. But friendship is precious, not only in the shade, but in the sunshine of life, and thanks to a benevolent arrangement the greater part of life is sunshine. Our greatest happiness does not depend on the condition of life in which chance has placed us, but is always the result of a good conscience, good health, occupation, and freedom in all just pursuits. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure, till you know there is no hook beneath it. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason to whatever results they led, and bearding every authority which stood in their way. I own that I am not a friend to a very energetic government. It is always oppressive, That government is the strongest of which every man feels himself a part. Whenever a man has cast a longing eye on offices, a rottenness begins in his conduct. Politics is such a torment that I advise everyone I love not to mix with it. Books constitute capital. A library book lasts as long as a house, for hundreds of years. It is not, then, an article of mere consumption but fairly of capital, and often in the case of professional men, setting out in life, it is their only capital. Power is not alluring to pure minds. To penetrate and dissipate these clouds of darkness, the general mind must be strengthened by education. Bodily decay is gloomy in prospect, but of all human contemplations, the most abhorrent is a body without mind. The Creator has not thought proper to mark those in the forehead who are of stuff to make good generals. We are first, therefore, to seek them blindfold, and then let them learn the trade at the expense of great losses. In truth, politeness is artificial good humor, it covers the natural one of it, and ends by rendering habitual a substitute nearly equivalent to real virtue.